What's up everybody, my name is Bobby and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review of this guy. The Apple Watch Series 7 in the stainless steel 45mm. Now when Apple announced the Series 7 this year, everybody was kind of expecting the redesign that was rumored and kind of leaked ahead of time, and due to what looks like some last minute changes or some last minute difficulties as far as production goes, we ended up getting a pretty incremental upgrade as far as like the differences this year. But a couple of those differences are really awesome in my opinion and made it worth upgrading to me personally. So I'm just gonna kind of highlight those and give you guys my rundown, being that I upgraded from a Series 6 last year to a Series 7. Those differences did jump out quite a bit to me, and let's just jump into it. This year, the two different sizes that you can choose between are going to either be the 41mm or the 45mm. So each of the two different sizes went up about 1mm. And for me personally, when I was looking at the watch side by side with the Series 6, you absolutely do notice that difference. I think the 45mm does feel bigger, even though it is only by 1mm. It looks really cool, and the way that they have the display kind of wrap around the edge of the actual watch itself, it definitely feels like a display upgrade this year. So as far as price points go, the 41mm in aluminum is going to start at $399, and then if you go up to the 45mm in the aluminum casing, that's going to run you $429. Now, as for the stainless steel model, which is what I have right here and what I'll be reviewing for you, the 41mm is going to start at $699, and then if you go with the 45mm, that guy's going to start at $749. So it definitely jumps up quite a bit in price for no functional difference, to be honest. I mean, you do get the cellular capability, but you can get that for cheaper in the aluminum shell if you'd like. But yeah, there's no functional difference between the aluminum and the stainless steel. The stainless steel is just going to be a classier kind of look to it, and it's going to be a little bit more durable. But other than that, they should be completely identical. So if you're just going for the functionality of it, most people usually go with the aluminum. Now, as for what's new, as far as the display, the actual panel on the watch itself is going to be 20% bigger, so they reduce the size of the bezel and kind of have it wrap around the edge of the actual watch itself. So it does feel bigger significantly when you first turn it on and put it on. All day when I've been checking things and scrolling through, you completely notice it immediately, that bigger screen. So the screen is an always on display OLED, which is pretty neat. So the contrast looks really good, and I noticed that immediately when I turned it on. And it's kind of a new and improved screen where basically indoors you're going to notice it's up to 70% brighter. And I noticed that immediately when I first turned it on. And I've had them side by side, like I just felt like it looked so much better immediately, and I couldn't remember all the different things that they added this year, and I knew the display was bigger, but I didn't know if it was like brighter or better quality display. I immediately felt like it was a better quality. Now, as for the dimensions of it, I mean, like, you know, actual length and width, you will notice it is a little bit bigger since it is now a 45mm watch. As far as thickness goes, I honestly didn't feel like there was a super big difference in thickness. I don't actually know the specs off the top of my head, but I feel like it's identical. I didn't really feel like it was any thinner. Now, as for the finish that I chose, I went with the silver stainless steel, and I just feel like this kind of stands out the most as far as stainless steel, because most people, if you're buying the stainless steel Apple Watch, since I mentioned it's not really for function, it's 100% just for that kind of like elevated aesthetic, if you will. I think it looks the most pronounced, that and the gold stainless steel. I've had the gray or the graphite stainless steel a couple models back, I think with the Series 4, and that one I felt like didn't really jump out the same way, but the silver one, it just kind of like, it shimmers in a way. I don't know how to explain it, but like, you know, people who care about that stuff for sure, you know, comment on it. It's a cool feeling. It just feels like a much more premium build Apple Watch. And it is heavier, you'll notice immediately. It just has an extra weight to it. It is more durable because of that stainless steel enclosure. So just kind of all of those things wrapped in one, mixed with the silver look, with all of the other silver things that I've been going for with my EDC this year. I'm a huge fan of the way it kind of ties the whole thing together, and it matches with my Aura ring perfectly, and just, I don't know, it looks really dope. I'm a big fan of the stainless steel, and if you have the extra money to spend, I say go for it, because it's dope. Now, the stainless steel does add some durability to it, but that's not the only reason why this is actually the most durable Apple Watch yet. So Apple actually is using a stronger crystal as far as the face of the watch, and it's actually twice as thick. So as far as durability goes, supposedly this is the most durable Apple Watch that's ever existed. I'm not really personally willing to put that to the test. I plan on, I'm gonna have Apple Care on it, and I usually take care of my stuff pretty well. But, you never know, at least as far as like if you're taking it off and you drop it, or if you accidentally bang it into something. Now, along with the stronger crystal, this is actually the first year that the Apple Watch has been IP6X dust resistant, so that's always nice. I mean, if you go to the beach a lot or maybe something like that, there might be scenarios where you might be worried about that, but I personally have never let my Apple Watch sit anywhere long enough to where dust was an issue, but that's a thing now, so at least you know that. And it's also WR50 water resistant, which I believe is what it's been the whole time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's always what it's been. But this is the first year they have that like certification or something like that. I don't know. It's very water resistant. I already showered with mine and went on a run in the rain with it, went on a long walk in the rain with it. I usually always put the water mode on it, but I know people that never do and never have a problem with it. I personally use the water mode, but that's just because I've had, I used to work at an Apple store, so I've seen way too many horror stories, so I just think better be safe than sorry. But anyway, water resistant, dust resistant, pretty sweet. Now, they've also bumped the internal storage up to 32 gigabytes, which is nice if you like to store like podcasts or, a lot of content on the actual watch itself, so that if you leave your phone at home, you can have some content downloaded that doesn't require a cellular connection. Things like that, that's pretty nice. I've never personally once ever stored anything on the Apple Watch because I don't really go anywhere without my phone. I don't even think I'm gonna have the cellular activated on mine, to be honest, just because I literally don't go anywhere without my phone. I don't even go on runs or long hikes, or I genuinely don't go anywhere without my phone. So I don't really see a need to pay extra money to be able to take phone calls on my watch. That's just, I don't know, that's just me. But I know a lot of people love to do it, and if you do go with the stainless steel model, you absolutely do get the cellular capability built in, and then you can also get that with the aluminum ones as well. Faster charging. So I have previously badmouthed Apple's sleep tracking capabilities on the Apple Watch. I usually use my Oura Ring as far as monitoring my sleep goes, but now Apple has included a USB-C to, I guess wireless charging puck for the Apple Watch that apparently charges the Apple Watch up to 33% faster. Now, I did test this last night, so when I got the Apple Watch, I powered it on, transferred all my stuff over to it, used it for the entire second half of the day, and my battery life was at like 45% when I, was going to bed. I was pretty blown away by that. But I did have a software update that I needed to perform on it, so I took the watch off, I put it on my current little like 3-item charger charging stand, and it was taking forever to charge my Apple Watch up, and it was really surprising, and I wasn't sure if that was because there was just like a way bigger battery in it, or if because the USB-C charger is available that fast charges the Apple Watch, if they throttle the speed of other chargers. I don't really know what the reason was, but it felt like it was taking freaking forever to just charge it from 45% up to 50% so I could perform the software update. So I was like, whatever, I'll just go grab the USB-C charger and then plug it in, and it went from like 45 to 50% in like a minute. It like was super significant how much faster it charged. So for what that's worth, that USB-C charger, if you do use it, is quite significant. I don't know if it was just the way what my setup was. It felt like normal charging with an older Apple Watch charger felt slower to me. Maybe that was just a weird little anecdotal thing that I personally experienced, and that isn't quite the case. I'm sure someone who watches this will correct me in the comments. But for what it's worth, the Apple Watch will now charge 33% faster with that USB-C cable. So if you do want to use it for sleep tracking, you can toss it on the charger in the morning when you're taking a shower or something like that, and it will charge way faster. Supposedly you can go from 0 to 80% in about 45 minutes, and if you just toss it on the charger for 8 minutes, that'll give you enough battery life to give you 8 hours of sleep tracking, which is pretty phenomenal as far as like, you know, charging speeds go. We've come a long way. Now, as far as new features go, one of the big ones that Apple is hyping up a lot is a full QWERTY keyboard. So if you want to respond to text, you now have a full keyboard that you can do swipe typing and things of that nature. Again, I always have my phone with me, and I never really, I hate responding to text on the Apple Watch. Maybe that'll change now that a keyboard exists for it, but I never once in generations past of the Apple Watch thought to myself, man, I wish I could type out a message on this thing. But, you know, it's a new feature, so there's that. There's also 2 new watch faces that are specific to the Series 7. My personal opinion, I feel like they're pretty half-assed as far as, you know, showing off how much more content you can fit within on the bigger screen. The modular one I thought was kind of cool, but I just felt like it was designed to have like a really big complication. It would have been cool if they, you know, optimized the older ones, the older complications for the bigger screen, instead of just pushing 2 out. One that has like no extra complications, it just has numbers wrapped around the side, which I think looks really cool, especially if you have the right color choice. But there's like 0 information on it, which I always like try to find a balance of one that looks cool and provides you a lot of information. And I feel like all we have is like with the new watch faces is literally like one or the other. Either lots of information, doesn't look that cool, or looks cool with no information. So that was kind of a bummer in my opinion. I'm sure there'll be more available as time goes by. The other one is like the portrait mode face, which you can get that on the older Apple Watches. It does look pretty slick on the current generation one though, and it does fill up the screen a little bit more, so there's that. It's cool. Now, speaking of optimizing for the full screen size of the new Apple Watch, there's a couple other apps that have kind of fully taken advantage of it, like the calculator and things of that nature. So now they'll fill out the screen more and it'll take full advantage of it, which is what I would expect they would do on every application on the Apple Watch, but I guess it's a noteworthy feature. And there's also some like fitness features like auto detection for like when you start a cycling workout, and some fall detection stuff, and I don't know, a couple cool little things in that regard. But that just kind of sums it up. It honestly wasn't a super big update. I think for me, I really found the most value in the brighter, better looking display and just kind of the build quality and aesthetic vibe of the stainless steel model. Yeah, this really felt like a luxury purchase, if that makes sense, because coming from a Series 6, there's really no reason I needed to jump to a Series 7 as far as like health features or anything like that, and let alone a stainless steel one. So it really just felt like a splurge. I honestly don't think for any reason that you would really need to, like, this is a must-have upgrade kind of thing. But if you have the extra money and you love Apple products, I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think it looks super clean and I really love the way it looks. So that's my personal take on it. If there's anything I forgot to cover or any questions that you guys have, please do leave a comment down below. I really would appreciate it. I do have a ton more videos coming, and I wanted to do some more Apple Watch themed videos because I feel like there's a million Apple Watch reviews. I felt like the stainless steel one was a little bit more niche because not as many people go that route. But I was thinking about doing a video of my favorite Apple Watch bands, because currently I probably have like 50 Apple Watch bands or something like that, because I've been accumulating them since the Gen 1 Apple Watch. So I was thinking of doing that. But yeah, stay tuned guys. I have a lot of fun stuff coming. I really do appreciate you guys watching this video. If you guys enjoy my videos, I really would appreciate it if you subscribed. It means a ton to me. And if you like this video as well, it helps me grow the channel, which is something that I'm really working hard on. I also have a second channel with my girlfriend where we do vlogs and like lifestyle vlogs. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, we post pretty regularly there. She also, you know, has her own videos that she does on that channel. So, you know, for any ladies out there, if you're interested in that stuff, you could check that out. But that being said, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys more than I could ever say. And until the next one, peace.